All right, what is happening? I'm up in Big Bear and I absolutely love getting out with this. And today we're going to be talking about this fridge freezer combo that I'm sitting on. So if you're tired of babysitting ice or soggy food and drained car batteries, this video is going to be for you. So after 4 months of running the ICECO, this is the VL75 ProD with their 250 watt hour magnetic power bank, I'm ready to share. I'm ready to talk what I like, what bugs me, and whether this fridge battery combo deserves a spot in your rig. Now, let's start off with the basics here. So the VL75 ProD, this is a 75-liter fridge. This is a dual zone, 12-volt, 110-volt fridge freezer combo. Now, each side is independently temp controlled, so you can run fridge plus freezer, or you can run 2 fridge, or you can run 2 freezers. The range of temperatures from 0 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and the C-cup compressor that's inside this is efficient and reliable, which again is what you want in something like this. Now, I'm intentionally sitting on this thing so to give you a sense of scale. This is not a small fridge here. It's 36.5 inches long, 18.5 inches wide, and 18.1 inches tall, and tips the scale around 70 pounds empty. It's actually, I think, 67 pounds. So yeah, it is not a small fridge. Now, the magnetic power bank right here, this add-on right here has been a game changer for me here. This is their 250 watt hour magnetic power bank. And friends, it simply just snaps onto the side of the fridge with magnets, plugs in, and it runs. Now, I will say this. When I first picked this thing up to test here, I did have reserves about this being a not enclosed, because many of the fridges that I've tested over the years, they have the batteries stuffed inside. And one of my biggest concerns was whether this magnet was going to keep this thing secure, or I'm sorry, keep it on the side of it. Because let's face it, when I'm out, romping around in the backcountry and so forth, things are rocking and rolling in the back of the truck. And I thought for sure this battery was going to end up on the bed of my truck. No, it stayed where it needed to be. Now, the specs with this battery here, so it's a 250 watt hours of capacity. It's direct DC output to the fridge. You have USB ports on here if you want to charge small devices and so forth, and you have a clean LED screen for checking the status of the battery. So in my use, it gives me hours of extra runtime without having to touch the vehicle's battery. That is peace of mind. So whether I'm parked at a camp or letting the fridge ride outside underneath the awning, or typically what I will do is when I'm driving from my home out to location, I have the battery plugged into the 110 charger in the back of my vehicle and so forth. And when I get to location, I just leave the fridge outside of the tent, and it basically runs as long, well, not as long as I need to, but for overnight trips, it's like right now, it's been running since yesterday. We're at 37% right now. So it does a great job. Now, one of the things that I admire most about this fridge is the build design. The VL75 Pro D feels overbuilt, and I'm going to say that and own it, and I'm going to say it's a good thing here. You have a metal shell, you have sturdy hardware, you have removable handles, and the reversible lid. I'm sliding over so I can show you this. The reversible lids here, I absolutely dig that. You can open this thing up from either side, or you can actually pop it off completely. The lid design has saved me so many times when the fridge is jammed in the back of my vehicle and I need to grab a drink on the trail and so forth. I can open it up from the side, either side. I absolutely love that feature, and I wish more fridges would do it. Now, inside you have LED lighting, you have pull-out brackets, and you have a drain plug that makes cleaning it way easier than expected. Now, let's talk about the controls and modes. Now, the panel is simple. This is another one of those areas that I wish other manufacturers would take the play out of ICECO's book here, because many of the fridges that I've used or tested in the past, you need practically a PhD to run the darn things or figure out how to use them. The panel on this is really simple. Independent temps per zone. You have max mode for fast cooldowns, which is great when you're first loading it up and so forth. And from there, you have the eco mode to save juice, and 3 levels of battery protection to keep it from killing your starter. Honestly, I barely use the max mode. So the fridge pretty much always stays on eco mode for me. And the power bank combo has handled everything that I've thrown at it. And actually, let me take that back. When I'm driving from my home out to location, I do keep it on max because I have it plugged into my vehicle, 110 there. And then when I take it out of the vehicle, that's when I move it into eco mode. Now, let's talk about real world experience. You know, running one side as a fridge and the other as a freezer cycles quietly and efficiently. The power draw tops off around 57 watts max. And in my setup, which it feels right on point. Now, with the magnetic power bank, I've been able to stretch a full load for hours without having to replug it into my vehicle. And that's huge when you want to leave camp for a hike or come back to cold drinks and frozen food that is still rock solid. And I think that's something that for me, that's a big plus right there. There's nothing worse than coming back and your frozen potatoes, your popsicles are all mush and so forth. And one of the things that I love most about it is the dual zone flexibility. Fridge on one side, freezer on the other side. No compromises. The battery, well, being able to snap the battery power and not stress the rig's system is worth it alone. And as I mentioned earlier, the lid, it sounds silly, but the reversible is one of the smartest design features I have seen. And the build quality, I don't baby any of my stuff. My job is for you guys is to get out there and beat the heck out of things. And this thing has shrugged off dirt, dust, stacked on gear. I'm constantly stepping on this when I'm loading up my vehicle and so forth. And it has taken all the punches that I've thrown at it. Now, with all the things I like out of the way with it, nothing is perfect. And so where I think it could be better, okay, wait, yeah, nearly 70 pounds. This fridge isn't a grab and go. It is, hands down, it is a two-hand lift. And the other thing that I don't really admire much about this compared to other companies out there is the app. While it does work, honestly, I feel it was an afterthought for ICECO. I stick to the panel. Other fridges that I use, yes, I'll use the app quite often. This one, it just doesn't do it for me. So again, the panel is simple enough to use and I just use that. Let's talk about who this fridge is for. So if you're doing a multi-day trip, need a true freezer option and want the freedom for off-vehicle power, the VL75 Pro with the magnetic power bank is a killer combo. Now, I will say this, when I'm heading out on an overnight trip like this, for just me, yeah, this thing is way overkill. When I'm on multi-day trips for myself, this is the fridge I'm grabbing because I could fit so much in here. And again, I love that freezer, fridge, or the dual zone that I can set as I need for that trip. If I'm heading out on an overnight with my kid, what parent wouldn't love to be able to give their kids, frozen ice cream, popsicles out on a hot summer trail and so forth. And also, again, I want to emphasize one of the things with some of the other fridges that I use and where the temps just don't get down where you need, to be able to keep frozen potatoes, things that ideally are best when they're frozen, then you put it on whatever you're cooking with. It just works. I absolutely love it. So my final verdict with this after 4 months, this fridge battery pair has earned a permanent spot in my setup. It's efficient. It's built like a tank. And that magnetic, again, I got to come back to this 250 watt hour power bank, frees me up from having to use my vehicle or plug it into the vehicle and so forth. The weight, cork, and the app, okay, these are minor trade-offs for everything that you get here. And so, yeah, I'm going to put some links down below to ICECO where you can get this. And if you have any questions on this fridge or any of the fridge freezers combos that I am testing out, then let me know in the comments down below. But friends, that's going to be it for me here today. Again, I'm up at Big Bear. It is absolutely beautiful up here. I'm going to be shutting off the cameras and I will see you in the next video.